Welcome to the energy forecast for November 2024. I am so excited for this month because there is a big shift that's going to happen. And I'm going to get to it, what it is, once we pull up some of these cards. But for the most part, we have been in this period of deep reflection. It has been challenging. It has been terrifying. And if you are like me at all, it has been it's been so pulling me out of my comfort zone. And I've had to go no matter what. Like, it's just, there was no choice. I had to do it. And it's really brought up a lot of kind of shadow. And we still are in that shadow aspect right now, and probably will be for the next week and a half, I'm going to say. So the new moon in Scorpio is tonight. This is like the witchiest woo-woo day of the year with this new moon. Scorpio is super deep. They like to have those hard conversations with themselves, and they like to know kind of like what makes them tick. So this is the day, if you were going to take any day this month, to just reflect today. Look within. What is going on? What are you feeling? What are the feelings and emotions that come up the most for you? And what is that showing you? So the new moon is often seen as the time to manifest. And because we are going into a one universal month, which is also a new beginning, a fresh start, there's new energy, new creations are happening. It's also about leadership and this month is about yourself. So what emotion is standing in your way of shifting out of patterns and cycles? What pattern is coming up for you? Like, what feelings do you feel when you feel like restricted and frustrated? What is the emotion tied to it? Does it have to do like with control? Does it have to do with not feeling loved? Like, what is that emotion? So that's going to be really the starting point of your journey this month is today. So taking that time to figure out, what are the emotions that fuel you? What are they showing you? Because this is where your manifestation is going to start with, is when you can finally see your truth of why you are feeling something, or why you are wanting something, or why something is feeling restricting. That is your key to manifesting. So I'm going to touch a bit more on that as we go through the cards. The first card that came up for the month was Loyal Heart. So November is a big heart chakra month. Your heart is definitely going to be challenged this month, because we have to shift from that doing. We have to shift from that brain thinking way of doing to our heart. So the heart has to do with feelings. So when you are loyal to yourself, when you know it is, and this goes back to what I was talking about, the emotions for the new moon, is what are those emotions showing you? How are you being disloyal to yourself? Like, what are you truly not wanting to feel? Because either it's painful or difficult, or it brings up, past resentments or guilt. That's what you need to face. And so this is kind of at the core of the month, is how to be loyal to yourself. Again, one energy. It's all about you. And next month it'll be a two energy next month for December. And that's going to be, the focus will be on all about other people. So this month is really the time to take some time for yourself and figure out, honestly, what is making you tick. The second card, Aspen Spirit, Courage. Okay, the colors. First of all, look at these colors here. You have the blues. You got blues over here too. Oh, there's 2 threes as well. So threes is about finding your joy. What brings you happiness? So that's interesting. And it kind of goes back to the theme of the month too, which is kind of on self. But the blues are really coming in. This is your throat chakra. So how, or does, your heart chakra and throat chakra, are they communicating? Do you feel safe in saying what you want? Are you expressing yourself clearly in what you want? And then with the yellow here, this is your power. So yellow is power, it's courage. Do you even have the courage to say what it is that you want to say? Do you have the courage to face those true emotions? And so your throat chakra is coming in. So if you are feeling like you're constricted or you're not feeling safe to express yourself, it's time to kind of look at your throat chakra and what is coming up in ways of an imbalance there. So change. Yeah, November is big for change. And this, one of the highlights of the month that is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out, is on the 19th, 20th of November, Aquarius is moving into Pluto. So Aquarius has never been in Pluto for hundreds of years. So this is a new phase. It's a 20-year cycle, but this is about change. And so when this card came up, I was just like, okay, bang on. And oh my gosh, it's a 3. 1 + 2 is 3. Look at all these 3s. So this change is pointing to something better. It's pointing to something joyful, because the way things have been going on are not so happy. And I'm sure even as a collective in the world, things are not so great. And in order for them to become great, we have to do something else. There has to be some innovative thinking. There has to be someone to take a step, take some courage and change things. So this, when it comes back to yourself, like how you are moving through your life, what do you need to change? Because if you're open to that change, like look how beautiful this is. Like the dragonfly, like look at how dreamy, and the waterfall, like it just looks like paradise. So what if all along you just had to make one change and boom, you have exactly what it is that you want. You're living in alignment. You're loyal to yourself. Wise woman of the grove, Grace. So how can you make changes in your life but still give yourself grace? Like, and look at the, wise woman of the grove. Like, so what I see is she's almost illuminating this hidden secret jewel. And like the red, like that's, okay, so your sacral chakra, this is what's coming up for me, is sacral chakra is usually the color orange. But for me, this is like your vitality. The red is your vitality. So how are you going to tap into that vitality? First of all, perhaps, I mean, she's the wise woman of the grove. That reminds me of like an ancestor. So maybe you need to tap in, and this is an excellent time while the veil is still thin. This is an excellent time to look back on your ancestors, look back on your lineage, and see what was going on. And maybe there's something coming up that you need to heal. So if there's something coming up for you to heal that can tap you into that vitality, and then bring awareness to this stuff, it's going to help you out. And okay, interestingly enough, wolf spirit, family, what's coming up for you family wise? Are there generational patterns that need to be shifted? And look at the blue. Are there generational patterns that need to be shifted that have to do with speaking your truth, that have to do with your throat chakra, using your words? Do you feel comfortable using your words? The last card. Well, the last card is no surprise there. Well, it's not the last card, but it's the last main card. Temple of Lapis Lazuli, goddess of the ancient skies. And look at that blue. And I have picked out, there's blue crystals as well for November. This really is a month to just get comfortable speaking your truth and figuring out What is keeping you from your truth? And expressing it confidently and having the courage to express it, because that's what's going to bring the change. Something needs to change. Just some little side cards here. Eliminate the shadow, so focus on a solution. And I that for this spread, I'm feeling like that's coming from, this is coming from family, from generational stuff, from your shadow, from things that you don't want to see. Channeling your knowledge, critical judgment. So again, the yellows coming in there. So if you have been on a journey for a while, you read all the books, you listen to all the podcasts, you meditating, like you're doing and taking in all the information that you can. What are you doing with it? Are you actually implementing it? Are you using that knowledge to create something better for yourself? Because if you're not, if you're just taking in all this information and not doing anything with it, not implementing daily changes into your life, then really all of that stuff that you're taking in, you're actually leaking energy. You're actually losing energy when you think that you are actually gaining. So just keep that in mind. So channeling your knowledge. If you're learning things, what are you doing with what you're learning? Birth of creation, potential growth. So yeah, and I mean, it looks like the world. When you look at that really quickly, this month is the new growth for our world. It really is that big. And I mean, it's not going to start off that big, but this is a 20-year cycle of something bigger than we could ever imagine. Aquarius is innovative and is the change maker. So if you're looking back at your roots, if you're looking back at cycles and patterns in your life, and you're the one making the changes, you're channeling all the knowledge, like listening to this energy forecast. If you're not actually doing anything with this information that you're hearing, well, you might as well just turn it off right now. Or make a change. Uncover those patterns. Find out what's blocking you from expressing yourself. Like, we are all supposed to be here at this time because we all have something to contribute to this massive change that we're going through. So remembering who you are within. And the blue, like lapis lazuli, like this is just the perfect stone for if you're trying to fit in with everything else that's going on in society. If you're trying to just fit into that mold, that perfect little box of what everyone's expecting, you're never going to find this change. You have to be the one questioning and looking for different answers. Like, you're here to help this new way of being. Like, that's what's in alignment with all of us. If you're here listening to this, I'm going to say you are in alignment with and here for this change. There's a reason why you are here. So you need to trust in that wisdom. Be loyal to yourself. Express those feelings. And it doesn't have to be a logical thing. It doesn't have to be coming from your brain. This has to be coming from your heart. Like, that higher guidance speaks through your heart. And you just have to be confident enough to vocalize that. And that is where the creation comes in. That's where the potential for growth comes in. Because this energy of the 1 for November is highlighting leadership and voicing for change. So yeah, there are some blue crystals coming into play here. And of course, when I went to gather up my crystals for this video, for the forecast, I can't find my main pieces of lapis lazuli. So there's just this little guy here. See that? But lapis, temple of lapis, goddess of the ancient skies. Like that, with the wisdom, like the ancient wisdom that's available to us is just ginormous. And crystals can help you tap into that. So working with lapis for your throat chakra, but it's also going to tap you into your intuition. This is for self-awareness and spiritual growth. Now, this is one that I don't work with often. And I gravitated toward it 2 days ago. So I don't know whether this was just getting in preparation for November, but I've been sleeping with chrysocolla. It's such a dreamy, feminine crystal. And it has that like water energy to it, but it's definitely connected to your heart and your throat and your intuition in such a soothing, supportive way. It's just, yeah, I'm very interested to see what comes up in working with this crystal a bit more. I'm really, really loving it. Sodalite. So sodalite, it's another blue one for your throat chakra. Sodalite is great for uncovering kind of hidden patterns. So going back to the ancestral stuff, inherited patterns or cycles or trauma. But sodalite is going to bring some insight to you and help you unravel what's going on there. Chrysoprase is one that I don't have. It's another one that went missing. We actually used it for October as well. And it is really great. Again, it kind of connects your throat and your heart. Again, that beautiful bluey, turquoisey color. It just has this like compassion for self and others. But it also kind of reduces awkwardness. So if you are feeling centered out, or if you're feeling like you're not quite fitting in somewhere, which again, you're not supposed to, but the chrysoprase will just help alleviate that. It's really good for your creativity too. Amazonite is another one that I love. Stone of wisdom, stone of hope. It is great for fighting, like if you do a lot of computer work, having that on your computer, beside your computer, will help protect you from EMFs. And it's just, again, connects that heart and throat chakra. It's great for boundary issues too. So if you are feeling like someone is testing your boundaries because you're trying to do something different, that's going to be a good one. That is going to be a good one so that you can express your truth and ask for what you want. All of these are great for expressing what you want. Green aventurine. So this one is tied. I love this one for new beginnings because it's a very prosperous crystal. And it really helps you focus on the gratitude for things in your life right now, which helps you manifest more. So when you can acknowledge that, you know what, there is actually good stuff around you all the time. We just have to be aware of it. We just have to see it. And he's going to just help you open up to those new opportunities. So that is it for November 2024. If you would like to read a bit more in depth about this, you can subscribe to the newsletter and you will get the energy forecast sent to your inbox with lots more goodies. You can follow on Instagram for more and comment maybe if this is resonating with you or what you're most looking forward to for November. I'd love to hear from you.